Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we want to talk a little bit more about the gourds out there in the garden. We had a great response to the video the other day that Tina made. But today she's going to be out there in the garden. She's picked a few gourds. She wants to tell you about them. So join us after the break. We'll see what she's up to. Alright guys, like I said, today Tina is headed out to the garden. She's going to start picking through the sea of gourds. And she's got a few out there that have dried tops on them. And it's time to start bringing them in out of the garden. So guys, we're just going to follow along through this whole process. A lot of people have asked us how we dry them, how we pick them, how we do all kinds of things. So we're going to go through it beginning to end. We're going to start with picking them. We'll talk a little bit about how she cures them. And then she's going to take you into the craft room and show you some that she's already got cured. So, guys, without wasting a whole bunch of time here, let's just go ahead. We'll join Tina out in the garden. Let's see what she's up to.
Okay, so yesterday, when Mark was going through all the gourd footage, he suggested that I go out and I check some of the bigger gourds because they look like they were touching each other, and then when they touch like that, they can form rot spots. And he also suggested to look a little closer at some of the stems because he thought that maybe it was time to bring some of them in. So this morning I was carefully wandering around and I moved a few that were touching, but there were quite a few of them that could actually come off because these stems are completely dead. And when they're dry like that, it's time to pull them off. Now, most of the ones that are ready are apple gourds, and I have them in all kinds of sizes. There's even a really little one over here. He's really cute. But this little pile isn't the only one. I've got two others, and if you hold on just a second, I'll show you those two. Okay, these are all ready. And there's a couple of the bigger ones, but this one has a little bit of a yucky spot on it, but I'm going to dry it anyway. But you see the top of the stem just came right off of it. But when you get one like that, you can, when you go to decorate it, you can cut the top of it off and not use these spots and make a bowl out of the bottom, or you can leave these spots in here and then decorate around them. You can carve them out to look like leaves and other things, and you can put a light in the bottom so it would shine through too. But I've got a couple of the smaller ones. These would make really nice little birdhouses, these little guys. And I've got quite a few apple gourds, which you can see they're getting some really neat distinctive markings on them. And those look really nice when you put a stain on them. But they will take a while to completely dry out. Usually when you play with your gourds, you're actually using last year's gourds. And I saw one of the comments that somebody put on about using last year's gourds and that these would take probably close to a year. You know, they've got to sit out for a while before they're dry enough to play with. But I've got one more pile and I'll be right back. I have two more piles, but they're just separated. There's four more of those, and those could be all kinds of things. You can make jewelry boxes out of ones about that size would be really pretty. Music boxes, or just big birdhouses. There's some more apple gourds. There's a couple of little ones in here too. But they would look really neat painted red to look like an apple when they're all dried out, and then maybe wood burn in a leaf and dye it so look like it had apple leaves on it too. And there's another little one. But I'm going to take them over here on the trailer. I'm going to lay some paper out, and we'll get them started in the drying process. Okay, I've got everybody's stems all trimmed up and sitting over here on the trailer. And I got just thin paper underneath them for right now. But you don't want them to touch. And you want to make sure they got enough room in between them so that the air can get around them. And it will take a while. I mean, it can take months for them to dry out. And I'm not 100% sure that this is where I'm ultimately going to keep them, but it is at least right now a temporary, really good spot for them. And another thing too, I don't usually worry too much about them sitting straight up. You can see some of them lean a little bit, because I can use a polymer clay and put little feet on the bottom of them to get them to sit level when I start working on them. But for right now, that's what I've got. And even if that's all that I got this year, I would be really happy. That's a lot of apple gourds. That's really cool. And I know that I've got some really giant ones out there that are going to be a whole lot of fun to figure out what I want to do with. But for right now, these guys are going to sit here, and they're going to start their drying process. And about once a week or so, I'm going to have to start going through the sea of gourds over there to make sure that, you know, I get everybody before they get any really big rot spots on them. But that's it for right now. And maybe I'll take you in and show you the ones that I drag out from last year and the year before. But hold on, and I'll be back. Okay, these are the gourds that I grew last year, and there's a few of them from the year before, but these are the ones that I grew last year and have dried out. And what I wanted to show you was, you can see when they're all dried out, all of these markings come out really pretty. And some of them have really, really, really unique markings. But if you put a stain on those, I'll show you this one. I put a really light stain on this one. And you can see that they really come out with a little stain. Now you can clean them and paint them. You don't have to use a stain on them. You can do about anything you want to a gourd. But if you want to keep those really nice markings, it's really easy to keep them. Just clean them with just a green scrubby pad. And you can wash them if you want to wash them, but you have to let them dry back out. And there's the little feet that I told you I used. But that one just has a little bit of stain on it. But it'll show you that those markings come out really neat. But they do get a lot of really unusual designs from the different molds and stuff they get on them. But you can tell that one's not even been cleaned. You can scrub the junk off of them, and then it brings out the markings even better. Those are the ones that I have from last year, and they're all dried and ready to play with this year. And I have some really, really odd shaped ones. This one's really long, and I've got some really nice shaped ones too that make really nice birdhouses and all kinds of stuff. But I think these two I'm going to make jewelry boxes out of, because they have just the prettiest shape to them. And if you hold on just a second, I'll show you a couple that I have painted as birdhouses too. Okay, well, the light's not the best in here, but these are a couple that I have painted. But That one's supposed to kind of look like a planet, like Earth. And I thought that that one would make a really nice, like, pear. But, and I just put little tiny flowers all over that one. But it's just kind of an idea to show you what you can do with them.
Alright guys, that's about going to wrap up today's video. We hope that you enjoyed it. That's how we start the curing process, guys. We got to go through the garden and we've got to find out which ones have dried stems on them. You go ahead and cut those stems long if you can. That helps any infection that might get into the stem from traveling down the stem and getting into your gourds. But you leave them long when you can, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. That kind of infection and rot is actually kind of rare. So as long as you're not breaking the stems off while the gourd's still green and the stem's still green, you should be in pretty good shape. But guys, that's going to be our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tina had a great time taking you outside and then bringing you inside to the craft room. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. Tina's been working real hard out there to try to show you guys the way through these gourds. But if you would, leave her a nice comment and hit that thumbs up. And if you like the content here on the channel, we hope you'll subscribe. We'll try to be bringing you more of this process along the way as we cure these gourds out. But if you hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell for notifications, that'll send you notifications whenever we release new videos. That's a great way to kind of follow along with this whole series and along with the channel. So guys, we really appreciate it. Your thumbs up and comments really help the channel. And we hope you'll take just a minute to hit that share button up there and share our videos with your friends on social media. That's important too. That's how the videos get out there. So guys, if you would, please, like I said, hit the thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. Hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit all the buttons. But anyway, we've enjoyed having you guys here. We hope you enjoyed your time with us here at the homestead. We'll catch you in the next one.